There's been a sermon series that talked a lot about pride, and pride is about I. Whether you're thinking highly of yourself or whether you're thinking too lowly of yourself, is that you're thinking too much of yourself. You're thinking about yourself too much. And so the sin of Satan is pride, and how he tricked the third of heaven. How he tricked the third of heaven. And when he tricked the third of heaven, he took them with him, the angels with him, and now they setting up shop. And so 1/3 because of his pride. And you look at Eve and how Eve and Adam, it was pride. And Eve wanted to work independent of God. And so just that whole prideful issues have dominated our culture to a certain degree. And in Judaism, how it communicates that pride is the root of all sin. So at the root of all of it is pride. And so how it's been dominating us, and we can walk in pride or we can walk in humility. And so we have to choose. And so we've been talking about I. And so during this series, I hope that you hadn't been this one time that it's important that you don't look at other people. Because see, pride is about I, but I want you to focus on I right now. Not your cousin. I wish my cousin was here to hear this, and my ex-boyfriend and my ex-wife. And God, this is about me. Right. And God, search me. Yeah. Do what you will in my life. Clean me, God. I need you. And so I want to share, last week we talked about a man who was full of pride by the name of Haman, and his twin brother, I want to talk this week about a man by the name of Naaman. But Naaman wasn't his twin brother for real, but I want to talk a little bit about Naaman. In 2 Kings chapter 5, it reads, Naaman was commander of the army of the king of Aram. He was a commander. Look at this man. This man had it going on. He was a commander of the army of the king of Aram. He was a great man in the sight of his master and highly regarded, because through him the Lord had given victory to Aram. Listen, he was a great man in the sight of his master, in the sight of the king, and highly regarded, because through him the Lord had given victory to Aram. He had it going on. He was a valiant soldier, but he had leprosy. So he had a lot of things going for him. They knew him. He had a good reputation, but he had leprosy. Now, bands of raiders from Aram had gone out and had taken captive a young girl from Israel. And she served Naaman's wife. She said to her mistress, if only my master would see the prophet who is in Samaria, he would cure him of his leprosy. Now, he was from Aram, and Aram was located in a place where they fought against Israel. So they were at war, and they were at odds against Israel all the time. Now, Israel is God's chosen people, but Aram was not God's chosen people, but yet it seemed that as if God's hand was up on Aram, because God would raise his enemy, the enemy nations up to fight against his own people, to correct them, to humble them. And so it appears that his hand was up on Aram. In different times, Israel would be superior, and then other times Aram would be superior. And so in this particular time, Aram was superior, and they had taken this slave girl from Israel, and she served Naaman's wife. And she said to her mistress, if only my master would see the prophet who is in Samaria, if only Naaman would see the prophet who is in Samaria, he would cure him of his leprosy. Now, this woman she could have been and probably should have been bitter, because she was taken captive. She was taken as a slave, but she wasn't bitter. She was forgiven. She was okay with the fact of what had taken place. She said, this is where I am, and so I'm going to make the best of where I am. She said, he has leprosy, but I know somebody from Samaria, somebody from my hometown, that if he got there, he would be healed. I'm not going to say, man, because y'all got me a slave, I'm just going to let him get it how he lives. She didn't say that. She said, because of my faith, because I have compassion, because I'm forgiven, because I'm loving, because I'm saved, I want to give this gesture. Now, Naaman went to his master. He went to the king and told him what the girl from Israel had said. By all means, go, the king of Aram replied. I will send you a letter to the king of Israel. So Naaman left, taking with him 10 talents of silver, 6,000 shekels of gold, and 10 sets of clothing. The letter that he took to the king of Israel read, with this letter I am sending my servant Naaman to you, so that you may cure him of his leprosy. So the king of Aram sent a letter to the king of Israel about Naaman, and saying that Naaman need to be healed of this leprosy. King, you heal him. Now, these kings were at odds with each other. But Aram's king was superior over Israel's king. Verse 7 says, as soon as the king of Israel read the letter, he tore his robes and said, am I God? Can I kill and bring back to life? Why does this fellow send someone to me to be cured of his leprosy? See how he is trying to pick a quarrel with me. What this man trying to do, man? He know I can't heal this man. He gonna come to me like I'm God. I can't give life and take life. Who he think I'm supposed to? This man got leprosy, man. Can't nobody heal this man of leprosy. Leprosy back then was like AIDS is today. It was one of the most feared diseases of the time. Some forms were extremely contagious, and in many cases they were incurable. In its worst form, leprosy led to death. Many lepers were forced out of the cities into certain camps because Naaman still held his pulse. He probably had a mild form of the disease, and perhaps it was still in its early stage. In either case, his life would have been tragically shortened by this disease. And so he's saying that, you want me to heal this man, because in those times, people weren't really getting healed of leprosy. But you want me to heal this man? Come on, what you trying to do, man? When Elisha, the man of God, heard that the king of Israel had torn his robes, he sent him this message. Why have you torn your robes? Have the man come to me, and he will know that there is a prophet in Israel. So Naaman went with his horses and chariots and stopped at the door of Elisha's house. Elisha sent a messenger to say to him, go, wash yourself 7 times in the Jordan, and your flesh will be restored and you will be cleansed. So first of all, Elisha didn't even come down to see him. He went to Elisha's house, and Elisha thought that the man was going to come down and see him and do all type of tricks, but Elisha didn't even come down and talk to him. Elisha sent his assistant. So wait a minute, bro. You know who I am? I'm Nathan. I'm Naaman, and I got rank, and I got position, and I'm a commander back in Aram. And when I went to the king and spoke with the king came out of his palace and he talked to me. But you mean to tell me you got this little house, you don't even have a palace, and you're not even gonna come and talk to me? You're gonna send your boy to come talk to me. You're going to send your assistant to come talk to me. You're going to send your secretary to come talk to me. I don't know what you think this is, but I don't roll like that. I want to see you, partner. I want to see you. Yeah, man, I don't know what this is, man. I don't know what you think this is, but this ain't that kind of party. I want to see you. I walked all the way from here, about 100 miles to get here. So I done walked all the way from here to Jackson, not to Jackson, but past Jackson. And you telling me that you ain't even coming out? No, sir. It ain't gonna happen, man. I'm gonna put these hands on you, real talk, on everything I love, bro. All right, keep on. Okay, all right. Okay. He said, man, wait a minute, man. Elijah sent a message to him to say, now go wash yourself 7 times in the Wolf River. Y'all missed that. He said, go wash yourself 7 times in the Jordan River. That's equivalent to the Wolf River. And your flesh will be restored and you will be cleansed. He ain't say go to Daytona Beach and wash yourself. He ain't say go to the Pacific Ocean and wash yourself. He didn't say go to Hawaii and wash yourself in this pretty water, to the Caribbean and wash. He said, man, go and wash yourself in the dirty Jordan. This little short water, this little small body of water. Go and wash yourself, and don't even go to the Mississippi River. Go and wash yourself in the Wolf River. Some of y'all don't know nothing about North Memphis. Y'all don't know nothing about North Memphis. Yeah. Y'all don't know nothing about North Memphis. Y'all from, well, what is he talking about? You ain't from Frazier or North Memphis. You from somewhere else. Like, what is he? Yeah, you ain't from Memphis. Go and wash yourself in the Wolf River. And I'm good, bro. But Naaman went away angry and said, man, let's roll. Let's roll, man. Dude tripping, man. He said, I thought he would surely come out to me and stand and call on the name of the Lord his God, wave his hand over the spot and cure me of my leprosy. I thought that they had a little ritual that they was going to do. I thought that the prophet was going to come out and the prophet was going to look at me and pop me with the towel and jump back and sling me around and blow on me and I fall down and pick me up and dip me in the water and then I was going to be healed. Man, I ain't do nothing like that. It's just tell me some go and dip yourself in the Wolf River. I done came to church. They said my interface guy. I done came ready. All right. I want it. Come on, give it to me, God. No, bro, we ain't going to lay hands on you. Hey, Antoine, take him to the Wolf River. Hold on, bro. Wait a minute. I ain't going to Wolf River. So that's how Naaman felt like, man, come on, man. Where the prophet at? Where the laying hands at? They just blow on me and everybody, ain't they going to fall backwards? But Naaman went away angry and said, I thought he would surely come out to me and stand and call on the name of the Lord his God, wave his hand over the spot and cure me of my leprosy. Are not Abana and Pharpar, the rivers of Damascus, better than all the waters of Israel? Couldn't I wash in them and be cleansed? So he turned and went off in a rage. I could have washed in the... Come on, I could have went to hot springs. And I could have went to the, come on, wait a minute, I could have done something else. Get some spring water or something, some aqua. But you want me to go to the Wolf River? No, man, that don't make no sense. We'll come back to this. So I want to talk to you about a couple of things. Number one, you have to allow God to fix your butt. You got to let God fix your butt. You guys say, God, fix my butt. God, you got to fix me. I ain't going to even explain it. We're going to next point. What? Wait a minute. I was thinking about joining. But he has to elaborate a little bit. Look at chapter 5, verse 1. Now, Naaman was the commander of the army of the king of Aram. He was a great man. He had a great reputation in the sight of his master and highly regarded because through him the Lord had given victory to Aram. He was a valiant soldier, but he had leprosy. What is your butt? He do a good job, but he always show up late. He real creative, but he inconsistent. Y'all don't want to handle it. He talented, but he's not dependable. She's smart, but she lacks integrity. She's efficient, but she mean. He's a good leader, but he's insensitive. She has knowledge, but you can't really tell her anything. He works really hard, but he keep an attitude. What is your butt factor? Man, she fine as a mug, but when you look in her face, never mind. Let me keep going. You gotta fix your grill. You gotta fix your grill. She look good, but when she smile, never mind. Let me keep. You just gotta get it fixed. Just get it fixed. It's a butt factor. Just get it fixed. You gotta floss. You gotta brush. You gotta brush and you gotta floss. He cute, but his breath stinking. I like him. I like to touch his muscles, but I don't want to kiss him. Y'all got mad now. He dressed nice, but he stink. They don't go together. This butt factor. What is your butt factor? What are they saying about you? What is your reputation? What do they say? Man, he is on point all the time, but you know what I'm saying? He looked good, but he broke. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like he handsome, but he lazy. Wow. He can't keep a job. He won't keep a job. Wow. She pretty, but she loud all the time. You got to fix your butt. She real smart, but she boosts clothes. She is a booster. And I ain't talking about cars. She don't boost off cars. She boosts clothes. She sell hot stuff. Man, I want to be with her, but school in too. She sell hot stuff. She buy hot stuff. God. Never mind. I'm gonna stop going. I'm messing around and get in trouble. Let me stop going. So you gotta let God fix your butt. The butt is my issue. I'm always late. I'm inconsistent. I'm not on point. You can't really trust me. I'm lazy. My butt is my issue. My butt is keeping me from going to the next level. My butt is why I can't keep certain jobs. My butt is why I can't excel as a leader. My butt is why I can't be kingdom in my marriage because of this butt factor. And I got to allow God to fix this butt in me. God, fix this butt in me. I don't want to live my life with this butt. I don't want to live my life to where the man he looks the part, but he's addicted to pornography. See, God, fix it's that part right there, God. Fix that butt in my life, God. See, because I don't want to be a public success, but a private failure, God. It's that butt that keep me failing. It's that butt. I come to church and I look good and people think I got it going on, but behind closed doors, this butt factor is keeping me bound. I got a lust issue. And I try to mask it with marriage. I try to mask it with position. But if you look, position, marriage is not going to mask. It can only mask your lust issue. It can't deliver you from your lust issue. Only God can do that. And you got to be honest with yourself, not what's my wife's butt factor, not what's my friend. What is my butt factor? Let me think about my butt factor. What do they say? What do people think about me? Even if they don't say or think about me, what is it about myself? What is my butt factor? I'm good, but I'm so inconsistent. God, fix my butt, God. I've been working on this for all this time, and I still hadn't done it. Fix my butt, God. Naaman was upset with the fact that Elisha sent a servant out to him. He said, I thought it would be different. So number 2, look, lean not to your own understanding. He said, you got your own way of thinking, your own ideology about things. And so if it don't line up this certain way, you don't think it's God. You're looking for a raise, but maybe God said, I'm not going to give you a raise. I'm going to allow this bill to be paid off. I'm going to allow them to just say, look, you ain't even got to pay this right here. So you didn't even need a raise. It's just the $200 that you was paying a month. Now you don't have to pay it because the debt was canceled. So bam, you got a $200 raise. But you can't even see that as God gave you increase. God gave you increase, and you got to bless God for increase. But because he didn't give you $200 extra on your check, you feel like that wasn't of God. And you got to find those things that God does and rejoice in God. However it come, it don't matter how it came. God, I thank you for it coming, God. So I thank you for doing what you did, God. But you're going to let the how interfere with the what. You let how God do it interfere with what God did. You still see $200 extra. But how he did it, you still feel like God he didn't move on your behalf. So lean not to your own understanding. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do what? Lean not on your own understanding. And all your ways submit to him or acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. Some of us, we're too stubborn. We're too stubborn, and we're stubborn about the wrong stuff. It's one thing to be stubborn about the work of God. I'm stubborn about this. I won't watch this. I won't look at this. You won't get me to go here. Girl, you acting brand new. Yes, I am acting brand new. Matter of fact, I am brand new. He made me over again, so I don't do that anymore. So I'm stubborn about this. But we end up stubborn about the wrong thing, how you want God to move and trying to fix his hand and fix situations and manipulate the situation. And you can't, he's not going for that. Allow God to have your thoughts. God, you have my thoughts, God. Look at verse 11. But Naaman went away angry and said, I thought that's the problem. That's the problem. Because you thought I don't know about you, but how many times, I know me, my thinking and got me in a lot of trouble because I thought. I thought it was, don't worry about it. You got to stop leaning to your own understanding. God, I got to depend on you. He said, I thought that he would surely come out to me and stand and call on the name of the Lord, this God, and wave his hand all over the spot and cure me of my leprosy. Your thoughts are keeping you from walking into your destiny. You thought it was going to be another way. You thought it was going to happen like this. You thought that it was, and because it didn't happen the way that you had fixed in your mind, you feel like that it's not God. Whew. See, when God's provision doesn't line up with what you thought, you lose your mind. It's not for God's provision to line up with your thoughts, but it's for your thoughts to line up with God's provision. Say it again. Let me say it to Mike. It's not for God's provision to line up with your thoughts. It's for your thoughts to line up with God's provision. Nabal thought didn't line up with it. He had a butt factor, and he needed something from God, but God, I thought you was going to do it a certain way. I thought you was going to deliver like this. I thought you was going to bring my wife like this. I thought you was going to bless me like this. And so because it didn't come how I figured it out in my mind, because I had it all mapped out that when I turn 23, this is going to happen. When I turn 27, this is going to happen. When I turn 32, this is going to happen. When I turn 40, and it didn't happen like that. You took me the long route, and I did this before I did this, and I ended up finishing I ended up getting married before I finished my degree, but it really doesn't matter because the only thing that God said is you're going to finish your degree and you're going to get married. But how he did it and how he allowed it to happen has nothing to do with you. You just move forward and let God lead you. You too focus on the how and not the what. And you got to say, God, have your way with me, God. However you do it, God. However you do it, I'll be satisfied. Some of our problems that we think too much. You overthink yourself. You overthink things. You overcomplicate a situation. You think yourself out of a blessing. You think yourself out of a breakthrough. It is simple and plain, and this is what God asked you to do. Go and dip yourself in the Wolf. Go and dip yourself in the Jordan River. And you, hold up. Why would God even ask me to dip in the Jordan River? I mean, just if we, hold on. And you overthink it. And you overcomplicate it. And you can't get a breakthrough and you can't get a blessing because you want to figure everything out, and you're not going to figure everything out. You just got to do it. When God say give, you got to give. When God say serve, you got to serve. When God say go, you got to go. When God say join, you got to join. Every I's not going to be dotted. Every T is not going to be crossed. You just got to move and let God put everything else in place. That's what faith is. Stop trying to figure it out. You can't figure him out. And some of us have been stuck for years because it hadn't worked out in our brain, in our mind, how we have tried to figure it out. We conjure some stuff up in our mind, and you got to throw that mess away inside and say, God, have your way in my life. Thinking yourself out of it. I'm telling you, you've been on the cusp of a breakthrough. And you thought like, well, okay, I'm just going what? He told you what to do. I tell you what, we just going all right, we're going to do it like this then. So I'm going to start tithing in 3 months. And so then y'all got quiet. And then we're going all right, this is what we're going to do. Now, what we're going to do is be obedient to the word of God. That's what we're going to do, because that's what he told us to do. He told us to go and dip in the Jordan 7 times, and that's what we're going to do. If we're not talking about dipping in the Jordan, then we're not talking about anything. Let's do what God has called us to do and stop trying to overanalyze it and try to overthink it and feel like it's got to be complicated. Well, if he told me to run on the wall and hang up there for 10 minutes, then I believe that it's God. If he told me to fast for 2 weeks and don't eat anything, then I believe that he'll heal me. No, he didn't tell you to fast for 2 weeks. He didn't tell you to hang on the wall. He told you to go and dip yourself in the Jordan River, and then you will be healed of your leprosy. But Naaman overthought it. Number 3, don't allow your pride to keep you from the thing that you desire the most. Sometimes your pride can keep you from what you really, really want to do. Come on now. Let me No, I ain't ready yet. We ain't got time today. Miss McKinley here, and that's Jeanette mama. And we got to go. So she taking notes. Remind me, let me come back to it. It's the very thing that you're praying about. Your pride is keeping you from maximizing that. You've been praying for a marriage, and then you got married, and you act like you lost your mind. You're praying to get married, and you're praying for God to do something. Then you didn't get married, and you're allowing pride to keep you all apart because you won't submit. You won't do what you're supposed to. You've been praying for kids, and then the very thing that you've been praying about, now you're complaining about the thing that what God gave you, what God blessed you with. He blessed you with the job, and then you got a problem with. Some of you done got married and act like you don't even want to be married. You better get yourself together. You done got in a relationship. You done got married. God blessed you with your good thing. He blessed you with your husband, and you acting like you don't even want it because you won't allow your pride to die. Your pride is keeping you looking at him sideways or looking at her sideways, opposed to celebrating the blessing that God has given you. You don't even see it as a blessing anymore. Now you contemplate and saying, is this a blessing or is this a curse? This is a blessing from the Lord, but you're allowing your pride to make you look at things totally different. God done blessed you with it. Sometimes you're in marriage and some of you know, and you want to ask your spouse, babe, do you even want to be married? Like, why do we even do this? Why do we do this? If we still doing the same things that we were doing when we were single, we didn't even have to get married. If I still got to go through your phone and find stuff in your phone that I was seeing in your phone when we was dating, why do you even propose to me? If you're still looking at what you was looking at when why we even get married? If baby, I done got married and I done got off the market and I got off the market to be with you and only you, and I'm not doing what I was doing before I got off the market. And if in some of our cases, when I was on the market, we couldn't keep our hands off each other. And so now we done got married and I can't keep my hands on you because you won't even touch me. Do you even want to be married? We done got married and you act like you don't even want to be married. I can't even make love to you because y'all got, my God, y'all got quiet. My Lord. Let me stay right there a little bit. My God. This ain't, see, y'all always start something right here. See, she's saying that, hey, look, man, like, we can get married and I don't feel secure. We can get married and I don't feel love. We've got married and I don't feel like you're leading me how you need to lead me. We can get married and it seemed like and we going through the same things that we were going through when we were single. And sometimes we even going through more things we were going through when we was just dating each other. Man, I need you to step up. I need more from you. That's my question. Why did you marry me? Why did you marry me? See, I messed up, really, and I don't really want to tell myself that, but I messed up when I saw the stuff that I saw before we got married. And I act like I didn't see what I saw before we got married. And that's the stuff I really don't want to deal with because you was cheating in and said you got yourself together, but I did it anyway. Against all wise counsel, I did it anyway. Or against some chickens that was telling me to go and marry you anyway, and I listened to them and married you. You didn't show any signs of deliverance. You spoke like you was delivered, but you didn't show any signs of you being a real kingdom man, but I did it anyway. And so I really need to be checking myself because I done married this unsaved man. I done got myself together, and now I'm expecting him to be something that he never said that he was in it. So you better watch yourself on the front end. You better stop being so anxious to get married on the front end and wait on God and sit still until God deliver and set free. You better wait on your Boaz. You're going to be around here looking cross-eyed to the side. Listen. You're going to be around here pulling your hair out. The little bit that you do have, he around here making you lose your hair. They stand up stressing. And what he's saying is, man, I don't want to talk about that. He's saying, listen, no. He's saying, what do you want me to do? I don't know why we go here. He's saying, what do you want me to do? You want me to be faithful to you. You want me to only sleep with you. And I should only sleep with you because you're my wife. But we didn't get married. And I know we shouldn't have been sleeping together before we got married. But some of us, we were. And it was on and popping. And we didn't get married. And you act like a virgin. So now we can't even be intimate in marriage. But, and it's right, and there's no justification, men. But you don't want me watching porn. You don't want me talking to nobody else. You don't want me sleeping with anybody else. But you won't give me none. So you don't want me to lay over here and just lay over here. I don't know. I know. Let me. Brothers, just sit there quiet and say, use them, Holy Ghost. Use them, Holy Ghost. Use them. Use them, Holy Ghost. I've been trying to tell her, but I didn't know how to say it like that. And I broke it down like this before to where, so I got a restaurant, and I can eat anything I want to eat in my restaurant. I can have everything I want. But now, you telling me I can't even get no food in my restaurant. But then you don't want me to go down the street and get no food from their restaurant. You don't want me to go and get no food from their so you just want me to starve. And I'm just sitting in the restaurant and can't get in. But we married. And it's supposed to be me and you. To death do us part. And so I got to spend the rest of my life like this. I'm going to die like this? No, man. And I'm trying to be kingdom. I'm trying to be faithful. I'm trying not to watch this stuff. I'm trying not to watch no behinds. I'm trying to be faithful to you. And this how we going to do it. Y'all ain't going to church, though. Y'all ain't going. So the very thing that you prayed for a husband, but you won't make love to the husband that you prayed for. At one clap. Y'all got quiet on that one. You prayed for the wife, but you won't love on the wife and take care of the wife that you prayed for. You stay right there. Oh. Y'all better ask somebody. Y'all listen. Y'all better ask these married folks for y'all trying to jump and get married. Well, I just want to be married. You better ask somebody. If you married, stand up. If you married, stand up. Just look at these single folks. Look at these single folks. Look at them. Say, you better ask somebody. You better ask me. Set up a meeting. You better ask somebody. It ain't like it seem all the time. It ain't like it seem. It ain't like it. I know what y'all heard and y'all thought, but it ain't like that all the time. And I'm going to say this last one. Let me tell y'all something, ladies. Listen. No, I'm going to stand up for this one right here. Listen. Being married and celibate is worse than being single and celibate.
Sin too. Because you won't worship God. You won't even worship.
Some of these brothers married and celibate. She said most of them.
Most unfortunate.
Most unfortunate. Married and you wonder why. Never mind. Y'all looking at me too hard.
They right there.
See, this ain't for the side piece right here. So don't be like, because you just be waiting. They take notes like, Oh, they ain't giving them none? I'm going to do what she won't do. If you're a side piece, come on, step. Never matter. If you're looking around and somebody ain't laughing, they might just be a side. Never mind. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. I'm not going back to that church. That's it. I don't see nothing funny. That ain't even in the Bible. He needs to stick to the scriptures. Oh, Lord. Y'all stop. Y'all got to stop. Oh, y'all stop it. Y'all too much. Verse 12 says, let me get back to scripture for their trip. And act like they got to use the restroom. I mean, and you got to ask. So why did you get offended? You know, are you a side piece? But that's not the point. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that ain't scripture. What are you talking about? I want to hear somebody that's gonna preach. But I just want to hear somebody. He's doing his own thing. But are you a side piece? That ain't the point if I'm a side piece or not. Oh, verse 12. Verse 12. Are not Abana and Pharpar, the rivers of Damascus, better than all the waters of Israel? Could not wash in them and be clean? So he turned and went off in a rage. He went off in a rage. He was willing to not even dip because of his pride. God couldn't be telling me to do this. He said, man, I to humble myself. He said, ask for forgiveness, submit to somebody, to be quiet about something, to serve. No, God can't be asking me to do this. God can't be asking me to do this. In the middle of pride, you have this letter in the middle of pride. Put it on the screen. This letter's in the middle, and that's I. And it's all about you. So you want the... I told y'all this before. Me and Tori was getting ready to go to Hawaii. We was getting ready to take a trip to Hawaii on our 15-year anniversary. And we was getting ready to take the trip to Hawaii. She was mad at me, and then I got mad at her for being mad at me, and then, y'all know how that go, you know. If she mad, then I get mad because she mad. I'm like, you gonna get mad for real? Man, forget you, man. I'm mad too then. You don't want to talk, I won't talk. All right. So then we come around y'all and like, hey, y'all, hey, praise the Lord. And we like, man, I'm like, this chick here, man. She like, this dude here, man. And we getting ready to go to Hawaii, and so she hadn't booked the trip yet. And so I asked her, but I knew that she hadn't booked the trip. But I kind of figured that she hadn't booked the trip. And I asked her, you know, not sarcastically, because she may have booked the trip, but I kind of knew she didn't. But I'm just trying to I'm beefing with her. So I'm like, hey, did you book the trip? So no, I hadn't yet. So I'm like, kind of shaking my head like, man, you got to pull yourself together, man. I can't keep going through this. We always got to be laughing. So that's what I'm saying. So then she look, and she going to get tough like, we ain't got to go then. So I'm like, hey, we ain't got to go then. I don't want to say we ain't got to go. I'm like, we ain't got to go then. I'm like, oh, my God. Because I really wanted to go to Hawaii. We've been talking about Hawaii like for a long time. And I wanted to go to Hawaii. And I'm like, my God. So I'm contemplating. I'm going back and forward. I'm like, man. And it was a Saturday night, and Sunday was coming, and I needed to get ready for Sunday, and my mind writing them. But I'm like, man, I ain't thinking about the word right now. We gotta get to Hawaii, man. I'm like, man, she tell me we ain't gotta go. I'm like, man, she for real? Like So now I'm like, man, I'm gonna go to Hawaii. I'm gonna take DJ Bo to Hawaii with me then. I'm taking him. We gonna go back because I'm gonna show her. We going to Hawaii. We gonna go to Hawaii. I'm going to Hawaii. Now you can act fun all you want to go, but I'm going to Hawaii. So see, because I'm kingdom, I ain't say I'm gonna take somebody. I'm gonna take a female. I ain't want to own that. You know what I'm saying? But it was like I'm gonna take my guy to Hawaii. Then I got to thinking like, man, I don't want to take Bo to Hawaii. Man, a dude. I don't know how y'all roll out there in TV world, but I don't roll like that. So it's just, I'm like, I don't want to take no dude to Hawaii. I'm like, because when I get to Hawaii, I'm going to be in a different atmosphere, in a different mindset, and there's going to be some certain things. Never mind. I just didn't want to take Bo to Hawaii. Y'all get me. So I'm like, man, I got to make something work. We got to do something. I'm like, man. So we come around the table. I see her. She see me. I'm watching her watching me. I've been watching you. You've been watching. Never mind. And so we sitting up at the table, and I'm like, man, I'm finna shoot my shot. All right. So, I'm talking about full of pride. I don't want to say nothing to her because she need to come back to me. And like, so baby, look, all right, this is what we gonna do. Okay, I find, okay, I'm gonna stop tripping. I'm like, man, she ain't gonna say it. So I'm like, full of pride. Mr. Ken, I'm telling you, I don't want to say it. I'm like, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. So I'm like, man, I gotta go and say it because I want to go to Hawaii, man. We got some downtime. I'm like, man, we'll deal with that when we get to Hawaii. But I'm finna go to Hawaii, man. So baby, did you ever book the trip? Trying to, and she like, oh yeah, I was looking at some things, and so it was 3. I'm like, yes, Lord, thank you, Jesus, because I thought she was gonna be, and I didn't know if she was. No, I didn't. I know I still didn't book her. I thought we said we wasn't going. I'm like, oh God, and so she killed her pride. I killed my pride. We ended up going to Hawaii. And my God, we had an awesome, awesome time. But we was walking around both prideful. And sometimes in marriages, it'll keep you from doing some things that you really want to do because you're prideful. It'll keep you from having a kingdom marriage. It'll keep you from apologizing, from having relationships with people that you need relationship with because of your pride. If she don't say it, I'm not going to say it. If she don't ask for forgiveness, I'm not going to ask for forgiveness. If he don't ask for forgiveness, I'm not going to ask for. If he don't apologize, I'm not going to apologize. And you walk around full of pride. And so you have to ask yourself this question because, see, you can wake up one day and the person that you're being prideful with, you understand what I'm saying? But you walking around and you don't have anything to say because you taking life for granted. I'll fix it later on because sometimes you don't have later on to fix it. So how dare you walk around with your lips poked out? Don't let the sun go down upon your wrath. Don't let the sun go down before you make it right. Married couples, don't let the sun go down before it goes into the next day. Get it right. Start practicing that. I'm not saying anything. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Some of you let your pride keep you from a job. You let your pride keep you just from moving forward. I'm not going back. I'm not apologizing. I'm not saying anything. Keep you from position. I'm not gonna kiss something. I'm not. And sometimes it's just saying, hey, look, I apologize. I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. I should have done this. Hey, give me another chance. Hey, forgive me for this. And see, I hope this challenges you. And see, you got to understand this. And hear me when I say this. Those of you all who do not ask for forgiveness, sincerely, that's a pride issue. You have a problem with repenting to God. It's a pride issue. People are looking, and not just, hey, look, forgive me, and keep moving. I told you, it's about sincerely stopping what you're doing and dealing with this person that's hurt. Whether you did it or whether you didn't do it, if they perceive that you hurt them, then you need to deal with that. If she think I hurt her, I need to deal with it. And not, hey, look, I'm sorry for hurting you, and keep it moving. That's not it. Because some of us during this pride series, you've allowed yourself to, okay, I'm going to apologize more. But just because you're apologizing more, for what's from the heart reaches the heart. And people know when you're sincere about what you're saying. Let me slow down. And if you still feel some kind of way, don't make her feel bad for still feeling some kind of way. I apologize. What you want me to do? I want you to make sure that I'm okay. And don't you don't make her feel like, man, you just sensitive, man. You just, ladies, let me tell y'all something. The men not in the room. Do not call your man sensitive.
Oh my God.
Do not, see, it's certain things you don't say to a man. It's certain things you don't say to your husband. Say to a man, man, you acting all sensitive. You acting like a little girl, man, you acting like a little, man, you all in your feelings. There's certain things you just don't communicate with him. You can keep it to yourself and tell God about it. You don't say that to him because he's going to feel like you called him out of his name. He's going to feel like that's how he's going to interpret that. Y'all ain't churching with me. So I'm just giving y'all a little juice. Man, all this, like you tough. This one guy said that he was talking to his wife because sometimes she get all tough and then when he put in her place, then she get all weak. And I'm just a woman. You won't talk to me like that. But he said, man, you got to figure out who you going to be. You going to be, he said, look, either you going to be DMX or you going to be Cisco. He said, choose who you going to be. So you want to come in here all man up. Hey. You Tupac. You come in 1 minute Tupac. Man, you acting all sensitive. You Biggie and Pac, baby. Like you the man, you running the house. Then when I get in your stuff and say, I ain't going for that, you talking to me like that. Who you going to be? DMX or Cisco? And I get wrong with you want to call the police. And you already know I'm on probation. All right, men that's on probation. Don't say probation. It is not probation. So from this day forward, you don't say probation. All right, it's probation. Ladies, if you're dating a guy that says he's on probation, don't date him anymore. Because he's going to pick up another charge. Because he just got the hood all in him, and that's what he do. Oh, that man just thugging. That's what he do. All right, y'all. Y'all stop. We got. Okay. You'll know he a thug. But if he say probation, you know, you got a thug. Right. So, baby, what's that word? I mean, you was on pro. What was you on? And just kind of, say that's before you marry me. Ask them kind of questions. Like, questions you ask a hood dude before you marry. If he say probation, you like, yeah, he a thug. Now, you either run or say, God, you got to deliver him now. So he a real thug, bro. Man, they already got me on 3 years of probation, man. Oh, yeah, well, man, let me. I don't know what, okay. Naaman had a choice and you got a choice. Listen, you can either die in your pride or you can die to your pride. So you can die in it or you can die to it. I'd rather die to it. Instead of embracing the hope that he could be healed of his leprosy, he allowed his pride to keep him from doing the one thing that he wanted the most. He allowed his pride to keep him from, like, I want to be married. I want my children. I want to be delivered. I want to be healed. But he allowed his pride from keeping him from the one thing that he wanted the most. The one thing that he wanted, his pride kept him from it. Number 4, we're going to say, man, be obedient to the last thing that God told you to do. Come on now. Naaman's servant went to him and said, my father, if the prophet has told you to do something, some great thing, would you not have done it? How much more then when he tells you to wash and be cleansed? So he went down and dipped himself in the Jordan 7 times as the man of God had told him, and his flesh was restored and he became clean like that of a young boy. So sometime we're waiting on the next thing from God, and we hadn't done the last thing that God told us to do. You gotta do the last thing because you asking for the next thing. And some of us have been stuck for a long time because we're asking God to do a new thing in our lives. But God is saying, I'm not going to do a new thing in your life until you do the old thing that you were supposed to do. You want me to bless you with this, but you hadn't even followed these instructions. You want increase, but I asked you to get on a budget over here, and you hadn't gotten on a budget over here. So why are you asking for increase? You're not ready for the next thing because you hadn't done the old thing. So I got to go back and do the last. What was the last thing that he told me to do? What did he tell me to prepare for? What did he tell? So once I go back and I go through my journal and I go through my prayer life and I go back, what was the last thing that God put in my spirit? And the last thing that God put in my spirit was this. I need to do this now. And when I do this, then I can go to the next place where he has called me to go. Erica came to me for years. I want to do this play. I want to do this conference. I want to do this. God put this in my head, and I'm going to write this, and I want to do my nonprofit, and I want to do that, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do this, and I got this thing, and he put something else in my spirit. And I'm talking to her, and I'm talking to her, and I'm talking to her, but now I'm getting tired because you keep on telling me what God said. He tell you about a play. He told you about a conference. He told you about a nonprofit. He told you about this. He keep on got a lot of stuff to tell you about what you do with the last thing he told you to do. She went and did the last thing that he told her to do. And look at how God worked. So she went and she did the conference. And when she went and did the conference was a success. So then she had some momentum and some confidence from when she did the conference. So then she was able to move on to the next thing. And she did the play. And God blessed her with the play. And she got a lot of momentum from the play. And God did some great things through the play. And so now she's getting ready to go and do the encore again. Because she went back to do the last thing that God told her to do. But you asking for something new when you hadn't done the last thing. God is not interested in doing something new if you hadn't done the bare minimum of what he already told you to do. That's why some of us are stuck and feeling like God ain't speaking. It's not that he's not speaking. What it is that you're not listening and you're not being obedient to the last thing that he told you to do. You want a new revelation. You want a magic wand. You want some backward flips. You want to get up and say, oh my God, he downloaded this in my spirit. No, he told you to get out of the house with Lil Bud. He told you to stop watching this. He told you to move right here. That's what he told you. So stop asking for the next thing and do the last thing that he told you to do. That was a word. That was a, I'm doing a great, that was a, all right, now come on, child, let's go. Philippians 2, come on, prayer warriors, 6 through 9. As we conclude this series, look at what Jesus said. Jesus said, Paul said, who being in the very nature of God, did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage. Rather, he made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant, talking about Jesus, being made in human likeness and being found in appearance as a man. This is what he did. He humbled himself by becoming obedient to death, even death on the cross. Look at what God did. Therefore, God exalted him to the highest place and gave him the name that is above every name, that at the name of Jesus, every knee should bow in heaven and on earth and under the earth. It's time to walk in humility. I've been doing my own thing. I've been walking in my own way. I've been prideful. It's been about me. Romans 12:3 says, for by the grace given me, I say to every one of you, do not think of yourself more highly than you ought, but rather think of yourself with sober judgment in accordance with the faith God has distributed to each of you. In the last scripture, he said, Luke 9:23-25. Then he said to them all, whoever wants to be my disciples, this is what you got to do. You got to deny yourself. You got to deny I. You got to deny yourself. And take up your cross and follow him. He said, deny yourself, take up your cross and follow me. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it. But whoever loses their life for me will save it. What good is it for someone to gain the whole world and yet lose or forfeit their very self or their very soul? I've been allowing pride to keep me from my destiny, man. I've been living with this butt fact. I'm good, but I say a dope. I'm good, but I'm still a liar. I've been allowing this butt factor to keep me stuck. I've been waiting on something new, but I hadn't done the last thing that he told me to do. Be obedient to that last thing. I'm telling you, it is powerful. Do the last thing that he told you to do. And when you do the last thing that he told you to do, then he'll start showing you new stuff. Why should I show you something new? And you hadn't done the old thing. But the enemy will play tricks on your mind to make you think that God is not with you, because you'll be stuck. And you'll be doing the same thing for 9 months, for 2 years, been in the same spot for 2 years. And that's only because you hadn't been obedient to the last thing that he told you to do. And the last thing that he told you to do is not anything glamorous and not anything being on television. It's something very common, something so small, something so simple. Get up at 5 in the morning. It's that simple. No, God, I want to revel. I want to speak. I want to be on a prayer. I want this. I want my ministry. Get up at 5 in the morning. Yeah, I hear you, God. But God, I want to preach. I want to do. Read an extra chapter a day. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. See, you like Naaman because it's those things. God, show me. I want to start this radio show. I want to start this. I want to Facebook Live and do this right. And I want people to come follow me. And I want to get on YouTube. And you ain't opening the door for me. What is that? Have you done that last thing? You looking for the sexy. But you got to do the unsexy. See, y'all in church. Being obedient to God, there's a lot of unsexy work. It's a lot of work that's not glamorous. See, it was unsexy to dip into Jordan. It would have been sexy to woo, 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 and throw them on and pick them up and throw them on the ground and lay hands on them and pour oil on them. That would have been sexy. And he was cool with that. But he didn't want to do the unsexy. Dip in the Wolf River? That's not sexy. That's nasty. He wants you to do the nasty work, the trenches work. What did I tell you to do? Go back and fix it. It's those little things.